second. Okay, now we are. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, everybody. Welcome to today's very funny to start out with live and interactive value-based hangout brought to you by the Explosive Entrepreneurs team. Okay. Now, today is a little bit special. I have Angie, who's on our team. She's over there recording this Zoom. For some reason, my audio isn't working, so I can't even hear you when you speak. So everybody on this meeting, if you want to talk or you have something to say, or if you're answering a question from me, please put it into the chat box because that's the only place where I can actually hear and see you. When we get off this broadcast, I'm going to dig deep and see what's wrong with my Zoom. But this is a perfect example, okay? A lot of times in this industry, before we get into it, I'm just going to lay this out there. In this industry, you're going to find problems, right? Because this is the tech industry. You're always dealing with technology, phones, Facebook lives, websites, autoresponders, Zoom broadcasts. We're using all of these tools, and these are the tools that allow us to, work remotely, make money from home, and just live the life of freedom that we all deserve. And if you're just, working part-time from home, this is, again, the technology that allows it. So I'm one of those people who I can get frustrated quite easily, but since starting the journey in the online space and being surrounded by tech all the time, I've sort of become a lover of problems, because the more problems you have, the more things you sort out, right? The further along you are on your journey to success. So this is a perfect example of it today. We're having our live webinar. My Zoom is not working correctly, but we're pushing forward anyway. We're making it happen. And as a team, right? As a team, we're going to record it, upload it, use it. We're still doing what we're doing. And we're smiling the whole way through, right? That's what this is really all about. Mm-hmm. So before I go any further, Angie, can you just do me a favor? Since you're hosting this meeting and you're the one has the host privileges on Zoom,
right?
Do me a favor. And when I'm speaking, because again, I can't do this right now, can you please make sure that everybody's muted so that there's not background sound? Okay. That's usually what I'm doing when I'm talking. Okay. And when you're talking, for example, this is how we do it. And, the more and more experience we all get online, the more and more Zoom broadcasts that you guys join and the more meetings you attend, you're going to learn quickly, like I did, that there's etiquette on Zoom. And the etiquette is when you're not speaking, you mute yourself. Even if it's just a fan in the background or maybe a dog barking, you always want to be muted so other people don't hear that chatter. David says he's live from the drive. Cool. Renee says, just an example of teamwork. Nice. Everyone, please mute your phones. Thank you, Angie. Okay. So before we jump into it and get a little bit deep on what I want to talk about, I just want to make it clear. If you showed up on this Zoom today, there's a high probability that you're trying to make money from home, right? You're trying to make extra income from your smartphone or from your computer, and you're trying to figure out a way to open your laptop and turn it into an ATM machine, right? So just by a show of hands of everybody out there, who right now is trying to make some money from home, put extra money in their pocket for their family, trying to change their life, trying to improve something? That's what we're all here to do, right? So there's many, many avenues for this to happen online, as I'm sure you've noticed, right? There's like Shopify stores, right? There's direct selling models, there's multi-level marketing, there's network marketing, right? There's people selling like water machines, and there's people selling CBD oils, and there's people selling travel experiences. There's people selling everything, right? Now, when you're getting started, or even if you've just been doing this for a while, but maybe you're struggling, like the 97% of people in the market that are failing, right? People think, and I did too, that it's all about selling a product. It's all about selling a product. Where in reality, it's not at all about selling a product. It literally does not matter what you're selling, okay? You could be selling CBD oil, you could be selling water, right? You could be selling a potion, a lotion, a pill. You could be selling travel gift certificates, right? You could be selling digital information like entrepreneurial courses, be selling Bitcoin opportunities. Whatever it is you're selling, just know that the secret sauce that all big 6 and 7 and 8 income earners know for a fact is that you're not selling the product. What you're really selling is you, okay? You incorporated. You are the product, right? So today I just basically, in a general sense, in a nutshell, I kind of want to break down a little bit of what the 6, 7, and 8-figure income earners, are really doing behind the scenes. And the fact that they understand the simple truth that we're actually in a self-development / leadership business model. That's what this is really about. Okay. It does not matter what you're selling. You're really in a leadership personal development model. Okay. So the more you develop yourself and the more you develop your leadership skills, essentially the more money you will make. Right. And if you understand that simple philosophy, you can apply that to any business. So today, I'm not going to talk about any specific business or any specific company or anything that we're working with. I'm just talking generally. And this is a philosophy tweak that once you understand it, you can apply it to anything. And like our millionaire mentors tell us, once you apply this to anything you want and you start building a team of leaders, you'll never have to think about money again in your life. Never. Because you can apply this offline as well, right? What I'm going to talk about today is something that our team is applying in real estate, right? Insurance sales, brick and mortar businesses like nightclubs, restaurants, hotels, right? And then online in any avenue. It could be a direct sales, it could be multi-level marketing, network marketing, right? It could be cryptocurrency. Any of these things, these strategies apply to it, right? And there's the next level strategy where you learn how to scale up your business, right? You learn how to scale your business and take your income from wherever it is to 10x, 20x. Now, those are things that you learn a bit later once you have the fundamentals, right? And the fundamentals are learning about the leadership role and understanding the difference between selling something over here based on what the product is, what the service is, features and benefits of the product and service, right? Versus a leadership business model where you're applying the 7-figure formula, which I'm going to talk about later. And the 7-figure formula is something you can apply to any business. And as soon as you understand that small tweak, you can apply it to anything. So that's what we're going to get into a little bit today. So for anybody who's watching this now or on the replay, let me just tell you shortly about myself, and then I'm going to bring out a special guest to talk about her experience with our team. So for those who don't know me, my name is Sivi. Something you guys need to understand who's watching this, when we're building webinars or hangouts or anything like this you're watching right now, understand something. This is a clone, okay? We are building clones for ourselves right now, right here, today. This clone, this video we're building right now will live on forever. It'll never go away. It'll be on the internet forever, right? You can use it for your sales funnel. You can use it in your ad copy. You can send it to your email list, right? You can put it on YouTube. You can upload it to your groups. You can do whatever you want with this clone. But remember, in the future, in the next year, 2 years, 3 years from now, there could be somebody watching it who's never met you before in your life, right? And you might be at a spa, hanging out in Tahiti, sipping on a Mai Tai, right? And somebody's watching this clone of you. So I always keep that in mind. Never think, oh, these people already heard my story, or, oh, they already know me, because everybody on this panel I can see, I know all of you, right? And I understand that. But that's not the point. We're building clones here. Building clones is how you automate your business. And that's how people go from making 1,000 or 2,000 a month to 10 to 20 to 100, right? Because they have more clones. So with that being said, Renee says she needs some clones in real life. Yeah. The beautiful thing about that, Renee, is the more clones you build online, right, the more income you'll get online, which will free up your time offline, right? So if you build clones online, that will free up your life offline. That's the idea. That's what we're all going for here, freedom. So just in a quick nutshell, guys, just for you guys who are watching this on the replay and don't know me, I'll give it to you in a minute. My name is Sivi, right? I'm a Canadian guy. I live here in the Philippines. I've been working online less than 1 year, but I've been an entrepreneur for about 10 years in Asia. My wife and I are both in hospitality. We run hotels, restaurants, spas, nightclubs, resorts, anything that has to do with tourism. I have my fingers in it, right? And we've built businesses from the ground up. We do lots of training, lots of corporate training. We come from corporate backgrounds. We both hold degrees from very prestigious schools, which didn't help me at all in my life. They were just expensive pieces of paper. But they did help me meet some people, which helped me get good corporate jobs. That whole process that I went through doing that, moving around the world and working everywhere and doing this stuff, I'm grateful for it because I learned a lot. But I'm very happy that I stepped away from it, because this journey online is actually, I'm growing myself more. Whereas before I was growing other people's businesses for them. So this is building my own business now. And I love this so much. And in the year that I've been online, the first 6 months or 8 months of that were absolutely horrific. Okay. Let me know if this sounds familiar, guys. I went online and I was completely drowning in the amount of information and just stuff coming at me. Mentors, people who want to help, courses to buy, different shiny balls, right? Maybe you've heard shiny ball syndrome. It's basically buying something new like every 10 days because you think the new thing you're going to buy is going to be the thing that sets you free. Whereas reality, humans are addicted to buying stuff, right? We're buyers. We want to just purchase things that gives us an adrenaline pump, right? Literally. So you go around on the internet and you start buying and buying and buying things. And I started going down that hole of buying things and getting in this like trance of just learning, but not really taking action, because I didn't know what action to take. I thought if I kept buying things, I would know what action to take. When in reality, the reason I was failing was because I didn't have anybody guiding me, right? I didn't have anybody showing me the way to go. Now, it got really rough for me, right? Like I was using my credit card to buy traffic, and I was doing all of these things. This is called the debt model, and I'm going to get into that in a bit later. But I followed the debt model, right? I started losing more money online. And then I bumped into some people, and I bumped into some specific courses and things that really set me on the right path. And now I can say with certainty that my personal future in the online space is very bright, because I'm applying the skills and the tools that are taught to me by 7 and 8-figure income earners, right? I'm not talking about watching Dan Lok and learning from his YouTube. I'm not talking about Tony Robbins, okay? I'm talking about people who know your name and call you. And that is the personal touch, that when you actually have that energy exchange, right? When you're on the portal with somebody and they exchange energy with you, you feel it, right? And if you simply check your ego at the door, you remain humble, and you understand that, yes, you probably need some assistance. When you open up that door, that's when everything starts to actually move forward and happen for you. And I'm happy to say that happened for me about 3 months ago. And in those 3 months now, I'm having team duplication. I have absolutely zero fear to do anything that I want, right? I'm not scared of being rejected, because we learn how to never be rejected, right? I don't harass my friends and family at all. Never. Zero. I used to all the time. Not anymore, right? I used to go out chasing people. Now people come to me, and now I'm making money, right? In an industry where 97% of people are failing and quit, and the people who are making money make $400 or $500 a month. Sound familiar to anybody out there, right? It did for me. In an industry where that's happening, how is it that specific groups of people continue to thrive and make money? And the reason is simple, right? Because they check their ego, and they follow training, and they actually do what the 7 and 8-figure income earners are doing, right? And hint, side note, guys, one of those things is hosting and being on and attending live Zoom hangouts. Okay. This is where it's at. This is it. Because if you think about it, this is basically like hosting or attending a conference meeting, right? Like if someone invited you to the Fairmont Hotel to a conference room to go talk about some business stuff and mingle and have tea with other networkers and have finger sandwiches and talk about your life, with a little patch on your thing that says, "Hi, my name is Angie. Hi, my name is Tammy," right? "Hi, my name is Ross. Hi, my name is Renee." This is what this is right now. We're in that conference room, right? There's your name tag right there. I can see your name. I know what you look like. That's what this is. And this is the power of the internet. But a lot of people, myself included, when they first get started, or if they're failing, it's because they're hiding behind their computer screen, right? You think that you can buy a link, buy some traffic, and money will just start raining from the sky. Whereas that's not the case. This is a people business. And when you reach out and make valuable, actual, real connections with people, that's when you start seeing your businesses grow and your team flourish. Okay. And we're watching that firsthand right now. So congratulations to everybody for showing up, taking action. You know, what do they say? Like 90% of the battle is just showing up. And I can tell you from personal experience, it really is. It really is. If you guys have seen inside the Explosive Entrepreneurs public group, where we're almost 100 people deep now, and those are all diehard entrepreneurs looking to change their life. So it's a strong group. It's not like it's just anybody who comes in. There's a qualifying question to get into that group. And it is on a scale of 1 to 10, where are you on the scale with wanting to, take action and change your life? And honestly, if somebody puts a 9 or an 8 or a 7 in there, I decline their entry. I literally decline it. They can try again later, but I decline it. Only 10s are allowed in. That's a psychology thing, right? If the person is a 7 or 8 or a 9 in this industry that we're in, they will fail in 2 or 3 months from now. They will join the 97%. Because if you're not all in on this, your subconscious mind has already given up. Okay? And if your subconscious has any doubt whatsoever in your ability to thrive in anything, right, especially this online space, if there's any doubt back here or fear, if you're a 7, that 7 is going to turn into a 6, to a 5, to a 4, and you're going to quit. Okay? But if you're a 10 and you're fully committed, even if you don't know what you're doing, right, but if you're committed and you know that you want to make that change, then you can get in the group. So I let only 10s in. So inside there, guys, when you see people posting about their progress and results and posting their lives and showing up, when you see new people come in, and I always write the welcome note, please welcome our new teammates. If you guys read through that, near the bottom, it says, stay close to the fire and you will get heat. Okay, I learned that verbatim, word for word, from one of my millionaire mentors. He literally told it to me, okay, on a paid mentor session that I paid cash to go sit with him for 3 hours and just talk, right? He said, the most important thing is stick close to the fire and you will get heat. So this is the fire right now. Stick close to it. Show up to the webinars. Have your face there. Build your clones. Bring some value to the table, right? If I bring you out on a question or answers thing, have some value. And it doesn't have to be something that you think nobody knows, right? I made this mistake before. I was like, oh, I don't have anything to share. I've only been online for a few months, but if you think about it, you learn stuff every single day, right? Every single day you're learning something. That's the personal development journey that we're all on. So you just simply share that, and that is providing value to your team and to the people that are watching, and that's helping the universe expand, right? We call that a universal deposit. If you make universal deposits every day, your life will be abundant. It's a fact, okay? It's fact. So never be scared to share value. Never be scared to share your story, and always stay close to the fire. So without further ado, later on, I'm going to get into the debt model, what most people are following, and what we are following, the 7-figure formula, and the difference between the two, and why when you understand it, take notes, okay? When you understand this, you're going to wake up and say, oh my God, that's why they're always earning, okay? I'm going to get into that a little bit later. Plus, I'm going to share with you guys a small bonus that our team is offering for anybody who jumps into our team, because we are exploding, quite literally. 2019 is our year, and we have a nice little bonus for you guys, for anybody who jumps in our team, because we're moving forward with a lot of momentum. We have a lot to offer. We're all hungry, and it's going to be an amazing year. So without further ado, let me go ahead and unpin myself here, and I'm going to bring out one of the new members to the Explosive Entrepreneurs VIP team. She's been taking massive action lately, okay? She joined our team. She got into the training. She's watched the training. I can tell she's watched the training because you can tell by the content when people put content out where they're at, right? She's showing up on the live events. She's showing up in the group chat. She's contributing. And she recently just went through one of our challenges. So every month we have 1 or 2 different challenges. Right now, I'm actually starting a challenge tomorrow, and it's going to be a 5 days of fitness challenge. So I challenge anybody to get into that one with me. If you go to my timeline, you can check that out. Now, we had a challenge inside our team this month, and a lot of the people jumped on it, and it was awesome. I was on it. A lot of people were on it, and it really helped people break through their fear of video, because a lot of people have that fear. And to be honest with you, believe it or not, I had the same fear, right? I did. I asked my mentor, can I do this business without being on video? And he was like, yeah, of course you can, if you want to make this much money. But if you want to make this much money, build some clones. And I was like, oh my God, okay. So without further ado, Angie, unmute yourself, please. Come on out, introduce yourself, give us a little bit of a backstory, and tell us about your journey on the recent live that we had inside our group.
Oh, absolutely. Good evening, everyone. Okay. Good evening, everyone. Okay, so my name is Angeline, and I've been in the online marketing space for about 7 years. and my background is direct sales. So um, I'm really, really happy. I want to share my story of, you know, doing the 21-day Facebook Live challenge. And one of my biggest challenges, thank you, Renee, and one of my biggest challenges was going on video live. When my millionaire mentor challenged us, he said, when my millionaire mentor challenged us about it going live for 21 days, it seemed like really, really daunting to me. And I said, I'll just pray and sleep on it, and I'll get back to you tomorrow. So the next day I woke up, and my brother Astone did a live video, and he said he was going to do the 21-day Facebook Live challenge. So he went on live, and that motivated me to, oh, thank you, Tammy, thank you. And yes, and I was so excited that when my brother Aston went on live, I said, I will accept the challenge. I will accept the challenge. And I will do what it takes to break through, you know, whatever obstacles and fears, you know, whatever obstacles are preventing me from doing this live. I'm just going to be myself. I'm going to be real, be very authentic. So the first day I did my live 3 weeks ago, I just put the metal to the, I just put my mind to it. And I had a lot of viewers show up on my Facebook Live, and I was talking, I was sharing, you know, some really, really good golden nuggets about connecting with people and building relationships. So after I completed that live on day one, I had over, I believe, 60 comments and 100 views. And that literally blew me away. And people were like, wow, you know, you're putting out great content out there. And they were really, really happy for me, and, you know, really, you know, happy that I was doing this challenge. So as time went on, and I was scared to do this 21-day challenge. I was really scared because, you know, like it was like something that I avoided. But I said, I'm just going to tackle it and do it. I just want to, you know, tackle my challenge and do it. So as time went on, when I was doing my 21-day challenge, it actually became easier. Day 2 was good, day 3, and I just felt, you know, like I was getting that breakthrough, and I was reaching people. So in other words, I was reaching more people, and I was getting followers who, you know, followers meaning friends of friends were following me, were following my lives, and it really became easier as time went along, and it helped me break through my fear. So my biggest fear was going live, and I can understand how some people feel that they don't want to go live, but going live was the best thing that ever happened to me. And I'm happy that I rose up to the challenge and broke through that fear, because that was my biggest fear. And now I want to do more lives. Now that I completed the 21-day challenge, I want to do more. So, you know, I'm going to do probably to start 2 days a week, but, you know, it's the psychological, you know, and I implemented whatever my millionaire mentor, you know, taught me about doing Facebook Lives and what content to put out, and, you know, to make it really, really interesting. So, you know, so I could attract more people. So now I'm attracting more people, a lot more people than I did on day, you know, a lot more than before I did the 21-day challenge. And like I said, you know, it was like, what am I going to come up with 21 days? You know, but you realize as time goes on. Thank you, Tammy. Yeah, very powerful. Red is my color. Yes. So as time went on, it became easier, especially at the end. At the end, I just finished really, really strong. So I encourage anyone here who has, who's been thinking about doing a Facebook Live 21-day challenge, I strongly encourage you to do it. It will change everything, your mindset, everything. it will help you be more confident about putting yourself out there, because 90% of it is showing up. And I did not skip a day. I was traveling. I have a full-time job of advertising sales executive position. So I travel throughout New York State, New England, and I was in Maryland last week. So there were no excuses. Yeah, no excuse. I didn't make any excuses. I said I'm going to show up every single day. And I have to admit, I would say probably there were a couple of days that I didn't want to go live, but I pushed myself and went live. So I did different types of lives, like lives from the hotel where I stayed at. I did like some walking tours of places that I visited. So I mixed it up. I mixed it up so it wouldn't be boring, for the viewers. So I didn't make excuses with the busy travel schedule that I have. I made the time and I did it, and I'm very, very happy I did it because I challenged my mind. That's the first thing. Mindset is everything. And just being able to be transparent and putting myself out there really, really changed the game. It really, really changed the game. It just changed everything. So it makes you more confident. It makes you more real. And I was just really, really happy to do it. Really, really happy. So, like I said, I encourage people who have been debating about doing Facebook Lives to do it. And my friend Tammy, who's on here tonight, my sister, I call her. I have my own. I have my own personal development group, and she just completed her 21-day live challenge. It was yay! It was yesterday. So standing ovation for Tammy. See, she broke out of her comfort zone. She broke out of her shell. And she was really, really great. She was awesome. So, that also was another thing. I broke out of my shell. I broke out of my shell, and I got a lot more viewers, a lot more followers, and people are reaching out to me to do more lives now. So, that they miss me. They miss my lives. So that's how much of an impact that it had. That's how much of an impact that I had on people. So we can make an impact on people just by Facebook Lives alone. I mean, the content that we put out there, there's so much to talk about. You never run out of things to talk about. That is my breakthrough. So the fear was number one. Fear was number one. And, I was nervous in the beginning, but as like I said, as time went on, it became easier. And I noticed that towards the end, I'm sorry, I was a lot, and I look back at my lives, I was more natural, more relaxed. So I went from being really, really nervous in the beginning to being more relaxed. It's like going on camera live is no big deal now. It's just, yeah. I could honestly do it every day, but I'm going to do 3 days a week. Yeah, not every 2 hours, okay? 3 days a week. 3 days a week.
Cool.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Oh, yeah. It will change your game and your business. In personal, spiritual, everything. It'll just change everything. So, I'm going to challenge you guys. Tammy did hers already, but I'm going to challenge everybody else here. CV, you do lives every day. But Ross, David, and Renee, yes. Do it. And just be yourself.
Yeah.
Just be
correct. Okay, Angie, thank you so much for that. That's amazing. I can hear you now. I logged onto my other computer and I can hear it there. So perfect. Good job. Totally right. Totally right. Okay. See if I can. Okay, this is very strange today. I have 2 computers going. It's echoing everywhere. So Facebook Lives. Now, Angie touched on a few things there that are absolutely correct. I only caught the end of it when she was talking about fear and how she's much more comfortable now. So I can vouch for that. Anybody who goes live will say the same thing. It's the same with any video of any kind. The more you put yourself out there, the more comfortable you become, right? So what's very interesting, right, is at the beginning of this broadcast, I said, we're actually in a leadership, personal development business model. Okay. We're not selling stuff. So it's interesting because now that you're starting to build yourself little videos and clones, right? Even when I look back on my clones from a month ago, 2 months ago, 3 months ago, I don't even recognize myself. I honestly don't recognize myself, and it's only been a few months, right? And I actually asked one of my mentors about this, right? I asked one of my mentors, I said, I sounded different. Like my voice was different. And my pitch, my tone, and the speed at which I speak is different. And he said, yeah, the more personal development you do, the deeper your voice becomes, right? And it's crazy because I'm telling you now, Angie, go to your lives 6 months from now, right? Look back on your live and watch 2 or 3 of them in a row, and you're going to be like, who is that person? Really, it's crazy. It's like a whole different person because you've developed and evolved past where you were, right? We can only be our best in this present moment, of course, but it's crazy looking back on it. So with that being said, I'll talk about personal development just for a minute here. I'm sure everybody, let me know by a raise of hands, who here is currently reading or listening to an audiobook or reading a book that has to do with something to do with personal development. Show of hands. Who's reading or listening to something with personal development? Every single person. Okay, so the books that I'm currently reading now, I'm always reading like 5 or 6 at a time. I don't know why. I just pick up random books and read them. Right now, and I've read these books multiple times, but they're the staples for this stuff, right? Think and Grow Rich. If anybody out there has not read this yet, you must. Okay, you must. It's old, it's kind of dated in the verbiage that they use, but the lessons are never going anywhere. It's all about the law of attraction. Now, by the same author, not as well known, Outwitting the Devil. Okay, Outwitting the Devil. This book is amazing because what he did here is he talks about good and evil, right? Angels and devils, good wolf, bad wolf. The thing about that is, I'm sure you guys have realized that life is like a tightrope walk, right? You're walking down a tightrope, and there's always the good on here, the good side, whereas, self-discipline, say exercise, self-development, working on yourself. And then there's over here, which is the easy way, which is your mind pushing you because they know it's safe, right? Your subconscious knows that you're safe. Sitting on the couch, not doing anything, right? Not reading. Easier to watch a movie than to read. It's easier, right? Easier to just say, I have excuses. I'm not going to join today. I don't have the money. I don't have the time. Those are all excuses that are over here, right? And you're in the middle, always. Always. And this book talks about beating the bad energy. And what he does is every chapter, he has questions and answers. And it's the question, like, do you mean a bribe is silently unlocking the door to the mind you choose? And then the answers and stuff, one of them is from the good, the angel side, and one of them is from the bad, the devil side, right? So you get the 2 perspectives on all these different questions and answers. So this is a great book. I highly recommend it. Of course, anything by Tony Robbins. Who here loves Tony Robbins? Has anybody here been to a Tony Robbins event? Has anybody been to an event? No. Who wants to go to an event? Anybody want to go to an event? Yep. So me too. Maybe I'll see you guys there one day. I don't know when I'm going to get to an event, but I'm always looking at his schedule and I'm seeing when he's around. He's in Singapore in September, so that's getting close to where I live, but we'll see. And another book that I love, I've read this book probably 10 times, Talk Like TED. So I'm sure you guys are familiar with TED, right? The public speaking channel. And they're always having super nice content on there. You can watch all sorts of speeches and public speaking stuff. And that book is about the 10 best presented TED Talks and how they break down the way that they're actually speaking, right? Using tone and pitch and pausing and stuff. So those are the kind of books that I'm reading. And those are the kind of books that, help you on your self-development journey. And I'm telling you now, the more of that you do, the more money you make. It's crazy. It really is self-development. You are what you attract what you are, right? So do you want to attract someone who's reading and being abundant that way, or someone who's not, who's trying to find the quick money, the scams, that kind of garbage, right? Always be in the middle and always lean towards the personal development side. And that's when the money starts to show up. Okay, so I guess I'll just ask here, Tammy, we have not spoke before. I'm going to unmute you, Tammy, if it's all right with you. You want to come out and give us a little bit of, just tell us where you're at, how you're doing today, and just a little bit about your experience online, and, you know, what you're up to these days. Just give us a little background on yourself, please.
I'm sorry, guys. I have a full house full of kids, and my family's here. So I will do my best. Okay, what was the question again? I'm sorry. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay.
No, we can't hear you. It's very choppy.
Can you ask me the question again?
Okay. So we're asking just a little bit about yourself, where you're from, what you're doing, and one of your challenges that you faced online, one of the things that you're facing as a challenge in your online business.
Okay, so my name is Tammy, and I'm doing good friend. She got me, invited me to a couple of your guys' things, and I love it because her challenge is she's also become a leader to what she needs. So I'm sorry, my health and wellness type of business. My challenges for my 21 days FaceTime was repeating myself. Oh my gosh, I watched myself for 2 nights reviewing to see what did I learn and what do I need to work on. And my daughter said, Mom, I don't watch you all the time because you repeat yourself. And I said, and when I watched it, oh my gosh, I can't believe Angeline and Aspen and Richard watched my videos. I'm like, how did they go through that? Because it was so bad, according to me. I mean, I'm hoping that people got some type of value from it. And my goal was relationship, building on relationships for the businesses for the business that I'm in. I just want to build rapport. I want to build relationships, friendships, build that. I want them to trust me enough to ask me those questions. I don't want to just put it out there. Um, I did that already. It didn't work. I've been in the business for over a year, and so I'm just kind of rebranding myself and letting people get to know who I am. And yeah, just the little tidbits that I've gotten from you guys and the little groups and asking. It's been amazing. You guys have so many things. Really nuggets, I'm telling you. So, but yeah.
Okay, cool. That's nice. All right. Well, thank you for that. I don't know if it was just me, if it was choppy, but I couldn't really hear you. But I think what you were saying was you were watching yourself on lives, right? And I'm telling you right now, this is something that will break you through, right? Watch your own live. You have to. That's the best data there is on your own development and your own growth. And it's a crazy time we live in, right? Because if you look back like 10 years ago or something, people didn't have the ability to watch themselves kind of in real time and see it from the outside perspective like we do now. Like we can see ourselves how others see us. It's super interesting. So congratulations on doing that, breaking through that. Keep pushing forward. So I guess since we're on this live topic a little bit right now, I'm going to give you guys the formula, okay, for a Facebook Live. This is golden formula. This is the formula. Write this down, and when you jump on a live, this is essentially all you need to do. And this is how you take them on the journey the right way. I even have it written on my wall right there. So if you guys have watched my lives, which I assume you probably have, you'll probably see that every time I kind of go through the same routine, right? Hey, this is Sydney from Baraka. How you doing? If you catch me on the replay, #replay, blah, 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 right? That's the beginning. Now, something to think about. When you're doing a Facebook Live, at the very beginning, the first 10, 15 seconds, there's nobody there. ever. It's completely impossible, right? There's no way people can click on right away. They won't. But your replay viewers are watching that, right? So take advantage of the first 10 seconds and address your replay viewers right away. Hey, replay viewers, thanks for catching this on the replay. I don't know where you're watching from, but thanks for catching me on the replay. Let me know in the comments if this is the first time you ever saw me, or if this is the second time, put a 2. Hashtag replay, replay viewers, replay viewers, replay viewers, and talk to them directly for the first 15 or 20 seconds, because they're the ones who sees it, right? Don't even think about the live people at the beginning, okay? So once you've addressed the replay viewers, tell them what your name is, tell them where you are, and then you want to engage them, because the Facebook algorithm is all about engagement, right? So you want them to start putting things in the comments, you know, comment below if, you know, if you're working on your dreams today, right? Comment below if you know, you have sleepless nights because you're working on your dreams, something that gets them to engage and comment below, because you want the algorithm to catch up on that, right? So that's the first like 30 seconds of your video. And it's very important, because then the replay viewers, they'll start engaging later on. Like, I can't tell you how many times I'll do a live and then I'll come back to it 3 hours later, and there'll be like 5 or 6 people that commented replay from LA. And I'm like, oh, cool. Because they saw that first part, and then that re-engaged the algorithm again, right? Pushes you to the top. So you do that at the beginning. Then you want to talk a little bit about some of the pains that people are having, right? Which I'm going to talk about a little bit later today. And you have to understand that everybody's going through the same pain. We're all in the same boat, literally together, right? Just some people are exponentially moving fast forward because they're learning and working on themselves, while others sort of stay stuck, right? That's why some people will be online for 3, 5, 10 years and still not make any money, while other people can come online within a month or 2 or 3 and make 20 or 30 grand, right? It's a simple difference between the two, and it's because they're following a formula, right? The formula that we learn inside our mentorship and with our groups. And you want to talk about the pain because you want people to understand and relate to you that you have the pain also, right? So in my live, I'll be like, at the beginning, I'll be like, so, you know, guys, when I first started, I harassed all my friends and family, and they all hate me now. They think I'm annoying. Like, does it sound familiar to anybody, right? And the people that are watching that, they'll be like, yeah, that sounds familiar. I do that too. So again, they're engaging, right? So you're talking to some sort of a pain point that you had that you can talk about now, right? And then you're going to get into a little bit of a story, right? Preferably around the pain, you know, a little bit of a story, maybe tell them where you are, look at some stuff, tell a bit of your backstory, a little bit about something that you learned or something that, you know, takes them on a bit of a journey. Like, it could be emotional or it could be happy, sad, a little bit of a story. And then you want to work towards a bit of a solution towards the pain that you spoke about, right? So an example of that would be like, my pain was I'm harassing all my friends and family all the time, and they don't respond to my emails anymore or whatever. At the end of the live, I would be like, you know, thank God I got inside Millionaire Mentoring, or thank God I got inside XYZ program and learned the skills to reach out and become the attractor factor. So now I don't have to harass my friends and family anymore, because I'm becoming the attractor factor because I learned XYZ from XYZ, right? So I provide the solution to the thing I spoke at the beginning, right? And then at the end, you always want to have some sort of a call to action. So today I had a live I did this morning at about 9 a.m., right? Right now it's noon over here. It's 12 o'clock noon. So at about 9 a.m., I did a live today, and I walked around our yard. So I just walked around the backyard, basically. I showed them the resort. I showed them the spa. I showed them reception. And I was just like, this is where we live. This is our place. And at the end of it, I said, you know, I'm loving working from home. I'm slowly replacing my full-time job income with part-time work at home. And I have an amazing team we're all working together, and we're rocking it. And we're going to have a live Zoom hangout later today, which is this right now, right? And then my call to action was, send me a message and I'll give you the registration link, right? So I took them on my journey. I spoke to the pain. I told a bit of a story. I gave a bit of a solution. And then I give them a call to action. And that could be anything. It could be join our Facebook group. It could be join a webinar later. It could be straight up ask me for the link to the company. I just made $10,000 this week, and I'll show you the proof. I didn't actually make $10,000 this week, but you could say something like that, and they'll ask you, where did you make the $10,000? And you'll be like, here's the link, right? So you always have to have something at the end where you move them somewhere. Because at the end of the day, we're getting paid to motivate people to move. That's really our job here, to unstick people and help them understand they need to step into their power and move, right? So if you tell them a story about your own personal struggle, how you solved it, and then you give them a call to action, that is how you can have an effective Facebook Live that actually leads somewhere, right? You don't want to just leave them hanging. And something to note on Facebook Lives, they are great for breaking through your struggle to be on video. They're great for building an audience, all this kind of stuff. But there's one thing where they're not great. And I fell victim to this as well, because I ended up doing, at one point, guys, I was doing like 4 lives a day. Okay. Like maybe 3 or 4 months ago, I was live like every 2 hours. I was like, oh, I'm just going to go live and talk to everybody again. Like I was just doing it nonstop. It's like addicting almost, right? It is addicting because you're getting a bit of an ego bump, an ego boost, because these people are following you and watching you, and it strokes your ego. So you have to be aware of that. But one of the things that's negative about it a little bit is that you can't track your data. Okay. Tracking data is like the number one thing in this industry as far as being on top of your numbers, right? So if you can't track your data and you can't automate it, then you're just making extra work for yourself. So rather than me go on a Facebook Live and talk about the 7-figure income formula that we learn and apply, right? And talk about one of our teammates who made 23 grand in his first month, give them a call to action about joining our group or joining the next webinar, all that kind of stuff. Rather than doing that, I will save that juicy content, right? The very high value content for a webinar like this or for some other hangout. Because in this environment, you can track the people who came into it, right? So I can follow up with the people who are on, and you can add them to your email list, right? Or your chat bot, autoresponder, right? And if we put this on YouTube, then you can track how many people watched it for how long, and you can see where they came from. You can track their clicks and where they came from. So it's all tracking your data. So make sure that you're not just going way overboard on lives, because you're going to end up making that work for yourself. The live should be just a small piece of content, just like a post or a picture or a quote that you use to motivate people to come further into your circle and jump on live hangouts like this today. Just a tidbit from my experience, because I went super deep on lives and I lost complete control, and I couldn't see where people were coming from. I didn't know who was watching. But now when we do these kind of events, you can track it 100%, right? So that's important to understand for lives. So let's just talk a little bit about the debt model versus the 7-figure income formula, okay? This is something that when you understand this philosophy, it will literally change everything about the way you've been doing business, regardless of what business you're in. Like I say, you could be selling hemp, you could be selling CBD, you could be a real estate agent, right? You could be selling digital courses. It really doesn't matter what you're selling. It's the way you go about selling it, okay? So I'm sure you've seen a lot of people online. And if you are one of these people watching this, understand this is not directed at you. This is just a fact, and this is the reason most people are failing. If you see, if you go around to groups or you're going around to people's pages and they're posting the link or the company that they're in, right? They're not creating any curiosity whatsoever, and they're giving away what they're doing, okay? That's a problem number one. And number two, most people are told to post their link, to exhaust their friends and family, and to start buying paid traffic. Let me know if that sounds familiar. Has anybody been told by their upline, talk to your friends and family, buy some traffic from solo ads, and we're going to scale your business, you're going to be a millionaire? For lack of better words, that is complete bullshit, okay? Complete bullshit. That does not work. It works for the top earners because they have thousands of people doing that, but they're all failing underneath and they don't care, right? What we learn and what we teach is the 7-figure income formula. You can also call it the 1K per day Facebook formula, right? All of the money that you see us earning, when you see me posting 1K days, right? Like 3 or 4 days ago, I had a post and I put, grateful to wake up to $1,250, grateful for online marketing. That was a post that I made, okay? Now, how did that come into me? Did I pay for traffic? Did I spam my link everywhere? No, not at all. People don't even know what company that came from. And number two, I got it from 100% free Facebook strategies. Free Facebook strategies. Now, what I do with that $1,000 is up to me, right? I can scale and I can go buy Facebook ads if I want to. I can buy solo clicks if I want to, or I can go buy, maybe another course, or I can just put it in the bank, right? Or I can buy more Bitcoin. Whatever I want to do with it, I do with it. But when you see people making thousands of dollars, right, straight out of the gate as newbies, one of our guys on our team, he just made $1,000 the other day. And he did it, again, also by being the attractor factor. People came to him and asked him what he did. He showed them. Very simple, right? Now, how do people do this in a market where everybody's failing? How is it possible? It's because they're following the 7-figure income formula. So I'm going to break it down just slightly here. Most people tell you to buy traffic and slam it to a link, right? That's the debt model. The debt model simply is keep spending money and keep buying traffic until you get into some sort of momentum. But the problem is most people spend all their money on their high ticket item, right? Maybe it's a $10 or $20 or $50,000 high ticket item. And then they have no marketing budget, right? They have no money to buy those leads if they wanted to. And even if they did, they would buy leads, but they wouldn't know how to cultivate them, right? Which is what we do inside our group. They wouldn't know how to cultivate them. They wouldn't know how to warm them up. They wouldn't know how to make friends with them. They wouldn't know how to provide them value, right? They wouldn't know how to downsell them or upsell them. And they wouldn't know how to make them friends for life because they haven't been trained. All they're doing is driving their link to people, right? So even if people do come in, they don't know what to do with them, right? I know a person personally who's in my team. I'm not going to mention names, obviously, but there's a guy in my team right now who has 800 leads in one of our programs we're doing. Okay, we just rolled out a Bitcoin thing, and he has 800 leads. 800. It's ridiculous. He's like second or third on the leaderboard for leads, but he doesn't have any sales, right? And I said, that's suspicious. I feel like you're following the debt model, right? So I'm going to talk to him about that because I'm pretty sure that he's following the debt model, which is to buy solo ads and just get a bunch of leads, but you don't know how to cultivate the leads and make sales, right? So the debt model is simply that, sinking money into that. Maybe you spent all your money on your high ticket. Maybe you don't have a marketing budget, but you keep buying, hoping that you're going to make it because that's the model. What the 7-figure income model is, what we do in all of our teams, okay, this is why we make money, is that we offer a product on the front end, right, that is of high value to entrepreneurs or to people that are learning cryptocurrency, okay? There's two. And this is of high value that people want to consume, right? And you can sell it to anybody. You can sell it to an offline entrepreneur, an online entrepreneur, somebody who knows the industry inside out, or someone who's brand new. Meaning we cast a huge net across the internet and we capture all of these people in the net, right? And you have to have some sort of a business that pays you one-to-one commissions, right? Which pays you instantly the moment that they buy it. Now, the reason this is important is because cash flow is something that you want inside your business. I'm sure everyone can agree with that. We all want cash flow in our business, right? Without cash flow, you got nothing. So we all want cash flow in our business. And wait, I'm just going to unpin this so that we can, so I can see everybody. Yeah. So we all want cash flow in our business. And the way to get it is by selling a product that pays you one-to-one commissions, okay? And it pays you instantly directly to your PayPal or your Stripe account or your Bitcoin wallet or whatever it is the moment you make the sale. There's no holding it. There's no escrow. There's nobody holding it for a week or a month and then giving you your little piece. It's literally paid in your pocket that moment. And you can then use the cash flow to scale up your business, to buy traffic if you want, right? Or what I do is I buy other high-ticket items that I find valuable. Or you just put it in your pocket and you call it savings and you wait for a rainy day to spend it. You know what I'm saying? So that's the difference between the broke model and the 7-figure income model. We're selling something on the front end that we use to provide us cash flow that is of high value that we can sell to almost anybody, right? And then you use that cash flow to fund the rest of your business so that you're not pulling from your credit card. You're using the Robert Kiyosaki or the Donald Trump model, which is OPM, right? Other people's money. So I'll give you a perfect example of this. About 10 days ago, I had one of my sales inside our cash flow business. Okay, I got paid $1,000 instant commission to my PayPal, right? I used that instant commission on my PayPal. I went to Coinbase. I bought Bitcoin instantly, right that moment. I went and bought Bitcoin. And then I went over to our new Bitcoin business that we're in now, which also pays instant, right, at 100%, meaning you get paid the whole fee instantly. I went over and I fully qualified myself in that business. It cost me $1,350. So I went over and I fully qualified in that new business using the profit from the cash flow business. Now, if I didn't have the cash flow business, I would have pulled out my credit card because I was joining that business regardless, okay, because I want in on that because it's amazing. And I was like, I need in on that. I want in right now. And I was honestly going to pull money from my credit card. I was about to, but I made a sale, right? Made a sale. Use that money to get into the new business, right? And then as soon as I got in that business, I made 2 sales right away. So then I had, what was it? $100 in Bitcoin sitting there. And guess what I did with that Bitcoin? Anybody have any guess what I did with that Bitcoin? I took it and I moved it into a passive Bitcoin investment that I'm involved with, right? And I'm just using that to get the interest from it. So I use the cash flow to buy into a Bitcoin opportunity. I sold that, made some sales, used that profit, and I put it into a passive investment that now pays me daily about 0.8% or so, right? So that's how you can use the cash flow businesses to fund other businesses and to build up your portfolio, rather than the broke man's model where they tell you, buy the high ticket item, start buying traffic now, and you'll be rich. No, it's not going to work. It's not going to work, right? It's not going to work. So that's why we learn and implement the 7-figure income formula. So I hope that makes some sense. Does anybody have any questions or comments based on the broke man's model versus the 7-figure income formula that I can answer for you or discuss a little bit? I'm going to open my thing here so I can hear you. Anybody want to talk? Go ahead. All right, I guess that's a no. Okay, let me unmute this thing. This is funny. I have 2. Look at this setup I have going here. I got this computer with the sound and I got this computer with the video. It's absolutely ridiculous. Okay. So the explosive entrepreneurs, guys, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. I'm just going to show you guys, everybody who's on this Zoom right now, you guys are fully aware of what we're doing here. But as I said at the beginning, it's all about your clones, right? So I just want to show this to anybody who might be watching. So the explosive entrepreneurs team, everybody who's on this broadcast, I believe, is either on the team or very close. And what we do here is, we're a group of online entrepreneurs, right? Some of us are experienced marketers. Some of us are brand new. Some of us are somewhere in the middle. But we're all here to help each other grow and learn and cultivate a massive team of, hardworking, dedicated people that just want to change their life and have more, right? And inside this group, you can see here, this was my live today. I walked around my house and stuff. And, inside here we have inspirational quotes and congratulations to people for taking massive action, right? The other day we had a group meeting and Aston brought some guys from South Africa, which was very exciting. I had a great time talking to them. Here's Aston giving us some motivation. His lives are amazing. We're going to welcome the new members here. So we have some new members join the other day. And as you can see here, stay close to the fire and you will get heat, right? So that's what I'm talking about from earlier. Comment below if you're working on your dreams, right? So there's all sorts of people in here that are, aspiring to be digital entrepreneurs, and they're on the journey, right? They're on the journey. So here's one of the businesses we're in, the leaderboard. One of our mentors is in 4th for income. So this is the Explosive Entrepreneurs group. This is a public group, right? This is a public group. And we all come here to group together and learn and grow together. And then the people who jump into business with us, right? The people that are looking to make that change, looking to grow or looking to expand, then you're welcomed into the Explosive Entrepreneurs VIP group. And the VIP group is just for people that are in our businesses, right? My downline, people that are in, Angie's recruits from such and such, right? As long as we're all in the same business, we work together. And that's where we put together webinars. We work on our weekly goals together. We meet together. And that's just going to grow more and more and more. Over time, we'll have more and more and more content and webinars inside that group as well. And, you guys who's been following me for a while, I always say the saying, just copy what works, all the time. It's my hashtag. It's been like that forever. And the reason is because if you go around the internet watching successful teams and individuals that are making massive amounts of money, 10, 20K a month consistently, in the same businesses that we're in, I might add, right? In the same businesses that we're in. If you watch how they're doing it, because I'm watching very closely, I'm in their groups, okay? I'm sort of a spy. And what they're doing is they're doing these team meetings and these group ups and these lives, and they have, various strategies that they bring together. They have other things that I'm slowly going to put into the group as our group evolves, things like rotator links and things like that I'm going to slowly start implementing. And I just say, for anybody out there who's watching this, if you're looking to, make the next leap or make the next step in your journey, you have to understand that if you're not in the journey 100% to develop yourself, right? If you're not reading and developing yourself constantly, this industry is not for you, right? Everybody who's on this Zoom right now, I know that it's for you because you're here, you showed up, you're close to the fire, and you all raised your hand when I asked you what books you're reading, right? So you're on that journey. So if you're on that journey, just understand this. You can simply monetize your life story, okay? The internet is allowing that now. You can monetize your life story. So my wife, for example, she's starting on a journey right now. She's all into health and fitness. She's into yoga. She's into nutrition. And she's watching what I'm doing, right? She's seeing what I'm doing. And she's like, that's very interesting. And she's seeing my bank account, right? I'm like, hey, I just made $2,000 this week. And she's like, wow, what are you doing, right? So I'm showing her, and now she's interested in what we do. And she wants to do it, with her sort of niche, which is health and fitness and wellness. So for example, she's going to a yoga retreat in a month or two or something to go get one of her next levels of teacher training. And she's doing a nutrition course. So I said, why don't you just start documenting it, right? Because people follow the journey. And as you keep documenting it and following it, you actually grow, like Angie was saying earlier, and Tammy was, you watch yourself on video, you see yourself as you really are. Like, I'm going to rewatch this after this and see what I'm talking about and see if I make any goddamn sense at all and see what I need to change, right? That's what it's all about. So I told her to start documenting her journey. And now, so she is. So now she's recording herself just this morning. She recorded herself doing push-ups. She talked a little bit about why she push-ups, right? Because she wants to get her arms strong, because she wants to do heads, right? So she needs strong arms. So she's documenting this journey. And it's just amazing because you can really monetize your life now. You can find your passion. You can find the thing that fires you up and gets you going. And if you simply document it, you can monetize it because you'll find other people on similar journeys that want to learn from you, right? So whatever that may be, Renee, you're into taking care of kids and going heavy on that stuff, right? Like, you're like super mom. So when you start putting out super mom posts, like you're going to attract other super moms, right? That are on their path of being super moms and educating kids and stuff like that, right? So whatever the thing is that you're good at, that you want to passionately share with the world, you can literally make money from it now because of the internet. It's crazy. I'm sure you guys have all realized this because you're here now. But for me, like, when I realized that, my mind was blown. And I'm obsessed with personal development and fitness and travel. So those are the things that I'm always talking about and documenting. My friends list, my incoming friend people, I look through my friends list and I see the people that are coming towards me, and almost all of them are fit or getting fit men, right? That like to travel, that have lives of freedom or want lives of freedom, right? And they're on a personal development journey talking about their Tony Robbins experience. You know what I mean? Like that's the kind of people that are towards me. Those are going to be my friends for life, and those are going to be my business partners, and those are going to be the people that show up on the Explosive Entrepreneurs from my work, right? So we all have different things that we're into. Renee says, I'm more into personal development now. I feel a huge shift coming. Yeah. Cool. I love it. When you can feel the shift coming, that means the shift is coming because your subconscious is awakening, right? It's crazy. This is such a crazy journey. It's absolutely nuts. Okay, I want to open it up, you guys, a little bit. If anybody has any questions or comments or anything you'd like to add, some value, maybe something about your journey, David, do you want to talk about anything, or Ross, or anything at all, just to give a little input on what you're doing, and just, you know, drop some nuggets for us? Anybody want to raise their hand and talk? You can. I'll unmute you. David, I knew it. So go ahead and unmute yourself there. Angie has control. I can't do it. So go ahead and unmute yourself.
How did you know it? Hey,
I had a feeling.
yeah, I'm just like grateful to be here. That's what I wanted to say. I've learned so much just by doing a few of the live Facebook videos and the prep time for me. You know, I try to, I don't know, I try to put, you know, like my heart into it and really bring something that's meaningful. And so, you know, and I do the same with my Facebook posts, which I'm learning more about how to get a little bit more rapid and daily and still have some value. But I'm just soaking all this in, guys, and I don't know all of you personally, but some of you more than others. But I'm just grateful to be here. I was brought along by Aston, and you know, he's taken me under his wing, and he's an awesome guy, and I am in this for personal development. You know, I've got a family I want to take care of, and I was just explaining to my son last night, who's 20, and you know, my wife and I were talking about, you know, the budget and the money and, you know, what I'm doing, and he wasn't kind of getting it. So I was trying to tell him, you know, hey, I'm 50. I've got two daughters that are probably going to be married in the next few years. They're both going to college, and I don't want to work forever. And so this is something I can do part-time to find extra income and help people at the same time. So that's, you know, that's just what I'm about. So plus I want to go to Boracay sometime. So
Cool. Love it. Yeah, man. Okay, cool. Yeah. I mean, you're example of exactly what we're talking about, right? You're on the personal development journey. You want to add value to yourself and your family and others online. And, you know, something that our mentors always say to us in our private, in our mentoring sessions, which are all the time, they always talk about human nature and how all of us have an innate like need and want to serve, right? Like if you really think about it, at the end of the day, what's the most ultimate thing you can do to make you feel happy in this world? The most ultimate thing.
Yeah. Help somebody
Ross?
else.
Sorry, I'm playing around with my mutes and I can't hear anything. The most ultimate thing to feel happy is giving back to your friends and family.
Giving back.
Right? Giving back to your friends and family. Being able to provide something for them, whether it's, you know, something physical like buying your parents a new house or sending them on a holiday, or whether it's, you know, having the dream wedding for your daughter and being able to set them up with an apartment block that they can rent for the rest of their life and make income from, or just to give them the time of being a father or a mother and being, you know, at home hanging out with them like Renee's always doing, like that kind of stuff. That feeling of giving back, that's innate human condition. Like that is the core of what we are as humans. And the thing that's amazing about this online space is that we can make a full-time income working part-time. It's been proven. People are doing it all the time. Thousands of us, okay? If you can do that, that frees up time, gives you money. Now, think what you want about money, but money is energy, right? At the end of the day, money is energy to accomplish whatever you want. And for a human to be truly happy and fulfilled in this world, you can't do it poor, because if you're poor, you can't give back, right? And you also busy working all day, you know, making a little bit of money when you could be working on your physical condition, your kids' education, traveling with your kids and showing them cultures, all these amazing things that actually fulfill you in this world. If you don't have income to support it, you can't fulfill your destiny as a peak performing human, right? If you look at the most peak performing humans, I'm just going off on a bit of a tangent because this is really what I focus on for myself. If I look at the most peak performing people in the world, okay, like I'm talking about Richard Branson, you know, Elon Musk, Tai Lopez, okay, these are peak performers, right? Russell Brunson, ClickFunnels. The reason I call them peak performers is because they've figured out a code. They've cracked it. They've cracked the code. They understand how to make $1 million in a month, right? They understand. Oh no, is it a brownout? Did I lose you? You're still here. Oh no, I'm going to lose you. Am I still there? Oh, it's a brownout. No. If I disappear, continue without me. Just lost power. Oh man. Okay, I got to make this quick. They're peak performers because they figured out how to make money from anywhere, right? They have income which supports their lifestyle, right? And on top of it, when you have income that supports your lifestyle, you can focus on yourself. You can exercise, you can travel, you can hang out with your kids. So essentially, that's what we're all going for all the time. And this internet game, this internet space has allowed that for us, has allowed us to do that. That's why I'm super passionate about it, because I want to be a peak performer and I want to be able to have time to focus on myself and make a shit ton of money from the computer at the same time, right? That's why this is powerful. So with all that being said, guys, like I mentioned in the 7-figure formula, reaching out to people and showing them that there is a better way to do business, which is the personal development side and providing a service on the front end that pays you cash at a 1-to-1 commission. That is the 7-figure formula. And once you start following that formula, once you follow that, things start to change for you, right? And like Jim Rohn always says, for things to change, you have to change, right? And once you change, everything starts to change for you, right? Everything starts to change for you once you change. So when people find this paradigm shift about making a cash flow business on the front and understanding that's where your funds come from for the rest of your businesses, then you can literally expand and blow up any business you want, regardless of what you're doing, right? We understand the funding mechanism on the front end, right? And that's what we learn with our mentors. That's what we teach inside Explosive Entrepreneurs. And that's the formula we follow. And we combine that with the 1K per day Facebook formula, which is given to us on a silver platter with a spoon and some caviar, right? And it's literally step by step by step, what to post, when to post, how to post to get the best engagement and to get the best following people. Okay, so if you combine those two things, that's why people inside our community and our group are making thousands of dollars with zero tech skills and with zero experience, right? That's the difference. So I hope that was clear for everybody. I apologize for this very messy Zoom today. Now I have no light. I don't even know if you guys can hear me. I might be talking to myself at this point. The screen is frozen, so I can't tell if you're even moving. These are the things that I deal with, right? I live in the jungle. The internet is very slow, and we have blackouts randomly in the middle of the day. So bear with me. I do apologize for that, everybody. Hopefully it doesn't happen again next time. So with that being said, guys, I'm going to wrap this up. I thank you all very, very, very much for attending today. Stay close to the fire. You will get heat. If you're interested in joining our team, reach out to the person who invited you here today for more information and to ask which business, whether it's the cash flow business where we sell entrepreneur digital education that pays 1-to-1 commissions at $1,000 commission rate, okay, which is life-changing, or Bitcoin education, which is exactly the same. It pays $1,250 commissions instantly, and it's education for the masses. And both of these programs we use as funding mechanisms to fund our traffic, our personal development, going to events, buying Facebook ads if you want, buying more books, right? Putting groceries on the table, buying a new car, whatever you want to do with the money, right? Give back to your kids, take your family on a vacation. That's the funding mechanisms that we use. And the reason that we use those is because we follow our millionaire mentors who have been documented millionaires in this space for 30 years plus. Okay. Now, I know I'm saying you're the sum of the 5 people you hang out with most, right? Show me your 5 best friends and I'll show you your future. That's a fact. So you show me your 5 best friends and I'll show you your future. I want my best friends, at least 2 of them, to be multimillionaires that I can learn from and grow with, right? And I'm sure you guys think the same way or else you wouldn't be here today. So thank you guys very much for attending this live and interactive Zoom hangout. This is the Explosive Entrepreneurs team. We hope to see you guys inside the VIP We have private chat. We have weekly hangouts. We have team bonding sessions, right? Eventually, we're going to meet each other somewhere and have some drinks in Vegas or in Boracay or in Bali or at some mastermind somewhere. I'm sure I'll bump into some of you guys at the Tony Robbins events down the road, right? This kind of stuff. This is the industry we're in, guys. We can do this stuff for a living, working part-time from home on our fortune, okay? Because like you guys, I also have a job, right? I'm a GM at a hotel. I'm going to go there right now for lunch. But I'm working part-time on my fortune from home because my goals and my dreams are bigger than my excuses, okay? And I know yours are too, or you wouldn't be here today. For all you replay viewers, thanks for watching till the end. I told you were going to get a bonus, right? Okay, the bonus is this. You have to reach out to the person who invited you to this webinar, right? And they're going to give you one of two things. They're going to give you some free training that they have developed on their own. And if they don't, you can get mine, okay, based on Facebook algorithms and things like that. So ask them for their free training. And the other bonus, if you get started and you reference this call, okay, if you say, I just watched the Zoom hangout where Civi was a nightmare because his internet wasn't working and it was all over the map, right? If you reference this Zoom hangout, that person will tell you when our next Super Sunday is, okay? Super Sunday. Super Sunday is a day where we bring in all the new team members and we have a live call like this that is for members only, okay? It's recorded, but it's in the private group. And that's where we go through and literally teach you everything that we know over 2 or 3 hours, right? I share screen. I show you how to post on Facebook. I show you how to build funnels. I show you your autoresponder. I show you how to do your chat bot. Literally show you everything we know. That's called a Super Sunday, okay? So reach out to the person who invited you this evening or this morning, ask them for their free bonus, and ask them when the next Super Sunday is, okay? Because the Super Sunday is built to get you guys off and running as quickly as possible. Because our goal as explosive entrepreneurs is to explode your income as fast as possible, right? We want sales made right away so that we can leverage your success story, right? And build a story around it. That's a small secret for you to understand. As soon as you make a sale, we build a success story around it, right? That's what we do. That's how you leverage other people's success, right? And then we invite you on a webinar. We talk about your success, introduce you to the mentors. You go on one of their webinars, and all of a sudden, you start being positioned as a leader in this space, okay? Because at the end of the day, your goal is to be hosting this right here, right now. That's your goal for everybody who's watching this right now even. That's your goal, okay? The leader, the one who holds the pen, the one who's on stage is the one who makes the money in our industry. And luckily for us, because we have the internet, you can be on stage at your home. You don't have some conference room. You can be on stage right here, right now. And all of you on this broadcast are on stage. You're all leaders aspiring to step into your power, okay? So thanks for tuning in, guys. I appreciate your time. Angie, I'll stop recording whenever you're ready. Get back to who invited you on this Zoom, and we'll see you on the next broadcast. Thank you. See you guys.